Hello, Leo Pussycats. How are you? I know I got at least one comment last week, and I really like pussycats. I want to be a lion because lions roar. Oh, come on. You can never ever take the lion or the tiger or the puma or the cheetah or any kind of a pussycat. We have not been able to fully domesticate them. So you know, when I call you a pussycat, I know that there's still a roaring lion under there. So Leo, spiritual guidance spread this week. Primary concern with your spiritual journey, which is just, you know, what you're concerned about with your life. That's what it is. That's what your spiritual journey is. It's your life. Trying to understand it, trying to work through it, trying to ride through the tough parts and enjoy the good parts. So let's see. We're starting with the Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck, and then I'm going into Unknown Animal Spirit Tarot deck. And what did you get? With a mousy. You know, I kind of get with this card. This is a card about, you know, there's all sorts of like fireworks and excitement in the background. But the mouse is kind of apprehensive of it. Maybe even like sort of celebration energy around you. But you're kind of meek. You know, I want to say just sort of humble. Because Leo is associated with pride. Maybe being humble is a new thing here for you. Or there's a new level of humbleness here. Underneath is spider. Underline is spider. Interesting. Oh, interesting message. So I'm getting this message because the spider card reminds me of work. Like things that you work on. Your creative approach to the things that you do in your life. And it's funny that I always sort of had that association with this Oracle card because the Tarot card in the deck of the same maker here, the Eight of Pentacles, which is associated with, you know, putting the work in, working, doing your thing, is a spider in a web again. So, you know, it's kind of mimicked in here. And I'm getting the message about, because it feels like there's some sort of celebration around you. At least a big pat on the back, something like that. And, you know, having that Leo energy, you do have a lot of pride in what you do. You do really like it when it's acknowledged because you've put in the work and it's like, okay, they appreciate it. But I think the celebration around it makes you a little uncomfortable somehow. And maybe it's something that you've done at work or that you're working on or you're working towards. But because it's you actually do it, because like your heart is in the right place, like you're really doing whatever this is, not necessarily to receive the acknowledgement. That's almost like, yeah, that just feels really nice. It's like the you know, a hug with a kiss. It's like you get that extra little warmth with it, but it feels like there's a little more than what you're comfortable with. You're concerned about that somehow. Sort of know what's going on. Is there a big award banquet coming up for you? I don't think they're doing those right now. I don't think they're doing those right now. You could have a Zoom award. You could have like a Zoom award. That could be it too, right? Because then the focus is really on you. Okay, so the tarot cards, we're going to pull out 7 more cards here to get more information on your spiritual. This is your spiritual guidance spread. Wow, you're getting like quite the cards here. My goodness. Look at this. All right. Did I do this different? No, I didn't. Okay, I'm trying to think. I don't know what's going on with my memory. It's like yesterday feels like a week ago. And it felt like that yesterday. I couldn't remember how I did the spread like the day before. It's so weird. I feel like I'm in some sort of weird time warp. Okay, I'm not going to get into that. People are like, I want you to tell us what the cards are. I had a story and I forgot to tell it to you. So I'm turning into like one of those old ladies. Oh, don't go yet. You know when you've been like visiting the old folks? It's like, okay, we really got to go now. It's really getting late. Like we got to go to work. We got to go to school tomorrow. Like we got to. Okay, dear. Oh, and then you're standing at the door. Oh, I forgot to tell you. You know, the other day when I went to the library, I ran into June, and she was telling me, you know, she saw her daughter, and I remember when you two were. Like, I gotta go. Like, right? It's kind of like I'm turning into that. It's like, oh, I had a story and I'm going to tell it to you. But your cards are out now, so I better not tell the story right now. So I'll save the story to the end. Okay? So you can close the door on me, you can walk out the door, and you'll have already had your dinner and the dessert and all that and whatever. Nuno or Nano or Nana, Granny, whatever she wanted to give you, you got that. So the daughter of Cups is on the bottom here. A very new energy, kind of a very new. Oh, interesting. Isn't that interesting? Okay, got it. So it's cups, feelings, emotions here. This is very new. It's very spring-like. It's very kind of fun. You know what I like about this? I'm looking at her, and I'm liking how the little ripple effect, or her shadow, whatever, her silhouette that's being cast on the water, is the rainbow. And I think that's interesting because you have two rainbows here. You have the Ten of Pentacles and you have the Ten of Cups. And they're both in rainbow colors. And the Ten of Cups is always featured with the, well, most of the time featured with the rainbow. It's the happiness. So that's kind of fun. It's like and look at, there's a rainbow in the spider web. Oh, I'm also getting the message too. There might be like extra specific messages for anyone coming in that is part of the, I want to get it right, LGBTQ. Did I get that right? I'm really bad with acronyms and all that stuff. I hope I got that right, guys. I'm sorry if I didn't, but there might be, I'm really, you know, with the extra, like there's 4 indications of rainbow specifically in here, which is, yeah, happiness, joy, and fulfillment, right? And I think that's such a great image to represent the LGBTQ. God, I'm saying it right. Because yeah, it is, you know, for such a long time to not be able to step out and just be yourself and be who you want to be in front of everybody, right? Like, but that's part of the happiness. I think it's such a great symbol to represent, you know, pride. Oh my gosh, Leo pride. This is crazy. I think there's something here for you guys. But, you know, for us heterosexuals too, we can hang out and see what the reading is. I think there's going to be something good here. So yeah, and it's like this new kind of maybe emotions, feelings here. There's very much a very strong element here of this turning into really good happiness. And you're feeling almost, I don't know, maybe there's like a little unworthy of something so amazing that could be starting to happen. I don't know, kind of like feeling a little bit unworthy, but the bottom of the deck is you've worked your way towards it. Even maybe if it's not something that you specifically worked on, it's things that you've done in life up to this point that have aligned you with this sort of situation. So what's your motivation for guidance here right now? Is the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe this is your hope, this is your dream down the future where you'd like to see this go if this is something new. With this little Daughter of Cups. So the Daughter of Cups is like the Page of Cups, right? But there's a daughter and a son of cups in this deck, and so daughter would be sort of like the feminine energy. So it's a very nurturing page that's being offered, like a Page of Cups, very nurturing. It's expressive. It's kind of touchy-feely, I want to say. It's kind of touchy-feely. So this is your reason, your motivation here is this Ten of Pentacles, how to get that, right? And often it's defining what the Ten of Pentacles is. I live in a really interesting neighborhood right now, and it is unusual to me, at least. I've never lived in a community. I've identified, and it's not that I'm trying to do that or figure like, pigeonhole or label people, but I guess I did that. I don't know. Because I try to figure everywhere. I'm watching. Do you ever go out to dinner and you sit at the, if you sit at the bar area of the restaurant, it's just fascinating to watch people like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, they've been married for years. Like, they're not even talking. They're just eating. And then there's a couple that are like talking and they're interacting like, oh, they're probably just getting to know each other. You know, like it's kind of, I do that. And like, so there's, I think there's at least 2 here. Well, no, I'm pretty sure there is. Gay men that live in the area. And one set of them, I think they have adoptive boys. And so what I'm getting to is, that's the 10 of Pentacles for them, right? Like a few years ago, that would never have been defined as the 10 of Pentacles. Like, yeah, there was no way they could even do that. People would persecute them. They would be run out of the neighborhood. But, right, like, so this 10 of Pentacles, this being your motivation for guidance, what is that? Like, what is it? And I love that this artist hasn't made it like, well, it's this man and this woman and these kids and this elderly person and a dog, and then there's a structure behind them. It's the three-dimensional construct of your life and how stable and fulfilling that is with others. There you go. And that's your motivation for guidance. I like that. So, there in your life you're anxious or disheartened about is your leap of faith. Is taking a leap here. So we'll find out what that leap is. What are you leaping towards? Is it leaping towards this? It looks really good. There's only one card here that's a little bit tough, but it's almost at an ending. It's kind of telling me to tell you to just go for it. Like, just go. Go to the end. Because you have a lot of completion cards. You do, because the next one is the Sun. You have two tens, the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, which are both the completion of the Pentacle suits and the Cup suits. Your three-dimensional world and your happiness and fulfillment and your love and your joy. Events affecting you that you are not aware of, the Sun. Your wish fulfillment is affecting you and you don't know it. Your wish fulfillment is maybe coming in and you don't know it, you don't believe it. Could this really be? With the Sun card. It's also Leo, it's also your energy. Your own energy. I don't think you realize, because again, it kind of feels like it's, if it's not recognition of physically people around you saying, you know what, this is your pat on the back, it's almost like the universe is. It's almost like the universe is patting you on the back here. Because it's your energy. It's what you've put out there in life up to this point. And now you're receiving. You know, you've been throwing that line out into the water, I don't know, for years, bringing it in. And now all of a sudden, it's like almost like cornucopia with these kind of cards. It's stuck on the line and it's being pulled in. It's like, oh, wow, okay. So maybe there's a leap of faith that's needed to get to this. It'll be interesting to pull out the clarifiers because this looks, I mean, it looks really good. So advice card is the 9 of Cups. Just be happy. Just be happy and accept it. Don't overthink it and don't over worry it. I really wouldn't. Yeah, because look at the, okay, I'm going to show you how this changes here. So the 9 of Cups is your advice here. Just be happy. If there's nothing to be unhappy about, just be happy. Like, don't find things to, let's say, don't find things to mess this up. Because don't we all do that? What is that? If you're happy and you know it, overthink. If you're happy and you know it, overthink. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to blow it, if you're happy and you know it, overthink. Coming from an Aries Gemini, I can definitely, that can be like my theme song. So, best way to move away from your worries is the 9 of Wands. So we have two 9s here. And this is leading up to completion with the 10. Look, it's going from the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups, right? How to move forward in a positive life. Just keep going. Just be happy. Just be freaking happy. If you weren't happy in the past because things weren't working out and all of a sudden it seems like things are working out and this is too good to be true, whatever that is, for you, don't go back into the old thinking pattern. Because that thinking pattern was maybe established through things that weren't like this. Like, this is pretty good. See? Do you see that? It's like, climb that staircase. Get yourself out of that finally, because at the other end, happiness in what you do. Happiness in plodding forward. Happiness in doing it. Because the spider does. The spider is very, very happy with what they're doing. They just do it. It's a beautiful piece of artwork that I'm making. Oh, a fly messed it up. Oh, but it brought me something, so I'll eat that. And then I'll fix my web. How to move forward in a positive way is a 10 of Cups. Like, go for it. Possible result if you follow the advice is the Chariot. Really moving forward here. Beautiful movement. The Chariot, again, to like, That's almost jumping. You know, this Cancer energy, really emotional, really feeling energy, moving forward. That's a big leap. Wow, underneath this, oh my gosh. I can't stop pulling the cards out from underneath. I should stop. So underneath the Daughter of Cups, we have the Mother of Pentacles, very nurturing. As I was saying, this is a very nurturing energy. That's kind of clarifying that. Describe the Daughter, because it's not the Son of Cups, it's the Daughter of Cups. It's a very nurturing, a very touchy-feely, you know, kind of energy. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is, this is a celebration. This is like, I mean, a typical deck, it can be, you know, about two people getting married, having a celebration together, and who they see each other as, and that commitment. It's a celebration and a commitment with someone else, right? And however that commitment is to you, right? Like I was describing the different dynamic in this neighborhood. And then there's another same-sex male couple down the street, but they don't have any, they don't even have a dog, but that's okay, that's their lifestyle. So then we have the Eight of Wands, which is more movement, more communication. I kind of like the energy of this reading. It's nice. All right, so let's clarify. I'm going to clarify your little mousy energy here. I mean, this is your primary concern. Yeah, why? Why is this a primary concern here? What's this mouse card? Give us more information about this primary concern in the mouse card. The Queen of Wands. There you go. Oh, maybe you're kind of like, hey, wait a second. Let me see what else. Temperance. Wow, two fire sign energies. So Temperance, specifically being Sagittarius. And then the Queen of Wands could, well, it's your reading, so I want to say it's Leo, and it does, because she is holding a sunflower. So I'm going to say definitely your energy. You could be dealing with another Sagittarian. You could be dealing with another fire sign, a Sagittarian. But this is very, with the mouse. I'm really getting like this message. Don't you take us there again, Leo. This, like, not worthy of this. I'm kind of getting that again. It feels like very divine. It feels like very, almost like kind of like this beautiful destined situation, because these cards are amazing. They really are. They're really good cards. And actually, you know, it's quite a bit of major arcana. One. Oh no, that's not. So sorry. One. Yeah, I'm looking at these, but they're kind of like completion in the deck, so it makes it feel like that. But yeah, it just feels like a bit of that not worth. Oh, does this happen to you in June? Is that what this is about? Because it was June of last year where I did that first Leo reading. It is still the most viewed video of all of my videos, even up to this point. I think I had 2,000 subscribers, if that. No, I didn't even that. Because I think it was, yeah, maybe you guys took it from 1 to 2,000. Because I think I only had like maybe 1,000 viewers at that point. A year ago, right? That's crazy. And that was the reading where you didn't feel like you were worthy of like this great stuff coming. It feels like we've come full circle because it's a year. And I'm getting this with the mouse, like not feeling worthy of this. God damn, just put that in the toilet and flush it away. If you don't feel worthy of it, but the universe does, who do you think has a broader perspective? Who? You're living in the box, you got the veil, you don't know what really is going on, but the universe does. And the universe is saying, Leo, you're worthy of this. Okay. Your motivation for guidance is the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, look at you. You do kind of want to work towards the Chariot. You do want to work to the result. You do want this, but you just, you got it. It's okay. So the Eight of Pentacles with the Chariot. You do want to put this work in to get, you want this movement to happen. So maybe I'm getting a little bit of maybe whatever this is you're working towards. It feels like a person, because you've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Chariot. Like, it's just, I'm feeling this dynamic energy of with someone, and how you define this Ten of Pentacles, how that is defined. I think it's finding yourself in a different situation. Not so much maybe not feeling worthy, but not really knowing, okay, what's the next step? And maybe that's why we have this a bit of anxiousness, this the Fool card. So what's my next step? How do I get there? I want to work towards that. Well, then let's see. That's why we're here, right? So how do you get there? The Fool. A leap of faith. How do you get there? How does Leo get to this leap of faith? How do they take it? What do they do? You just be happy. That's all you have to do. Okay? That's all you have to do. Actually, it's probably on that. I think you're there. Don't overthink anything. Okay, the leap of faith. It's the Five of Cups to the Nine of Cups to the Sun. Wow, like that's really harnessing some good energy. Been getting some of that lately, like literally leaping from, you know, big disappointment to happiness and fulfillment in a few of the readings, and it's coming through for you here. The leap of faith, there really isn't much that you need to do but be you and be happy. If you have moved yourself in some way, and I want to say you must have, for these cards to be coming out like that, to be in this very independent happiness. If this is where you're sitting in the middle, right? You've been there, you're sitting here with the 9 because this is your advice. So coming out of here, you're going to be here. Your advice is the 9 of Cups. You're going to be here, right? I'm going to hear it. Yes, Cindy, I'm going to be. I'm going to try. You can do it. You can be independently happy. What affects your happiness is you. And look at that. That leads to the Sun, which is the events affecting you that you're not aware of. That you're actually leading yourself to fulfillment, to wish fulfillment, to happiness, to clarity, to warmth, stability, abundance, growth. You're taking yourself there. The only way to really get there is through happiness, through good, high vibrational energy. So the Sun, it's affecting you. Maybe it's making you happy too, you know, like just going out into the sun. I really felt that last week. It was hot. I was moving. It was a hot day. It was like 30, I don't know, 34, 35 with the humidity. I was moving like a yard's worth of dirt. I drank a lot of water. I stood in the shade periodically, like I paced myself. But I got it done. Like in 2 hours, I moved a yard of dirt with my wheelbarrow. And I felt like good. I felt invigorated just being out in it. So it could even, that, literally the sun. The sun. Events affecting you that y'all not aware of. Wow. The Queen of Cups, the Fool again, and the Three of Wands. Love. Let your heart guide you. Let your heart guide you here. Your heart will guide you in this leap of faith. You'll just know what to do. I'm really getting that, because if you're just being yourself and you're happy, you're not singing the, you know, if you're happy, you know it, overthink it song. You're not doing that. This ship to come in, like this ship is coming in. Just believe that the ship is coming in. Your Three of Wands here, it's coming. The Nine of Cups is your advice. Just be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Seven of Wands and the Page of Cups, which is kind of like the Daughter of Cups, right? The Seven of Wands and the Page of Cups. Maybe you've been a little bit defensive. Not sure. Drop the defenses. I'm hearing that. So if that feels appropriate for you, if that feels like a safe thing to do, drop the defenses and offer the cup or take the cup. Because if you're in the 9 and someone's here with a cup, doesn't that make the 10? Right? 9 plus 1 is 10. So maybe drop the defenses if that feels right for you. I would say if the reading is resonating, it probably feels right because they're really positive cards. The 9 of Wands. See, from the 7 to the 8 to the 9. So going from the 7 of Wands to the 9 of Wands is literally dropping the defenses, because you can look at it too. All these wands or twigs or sticks that are being held here have been dropped. And they're, but you know, it's made a bit of a mess on the steps. You just, you know, you gotta just kind of walk through it and you're gonna get to the 10. And the 10 of Wands is releasing all the burden. I think it's so funny that I'm talking about that. And as I'm holding this, the 8 of Wands is at the bottom. There we go. There's the sequence, right? 7, 8, 9. So best way to move away from your worries is this 9 of Wands. Walk the staircase. The moon is up there too. Oh, this is interesting. The 5 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. Jeez, it's like walk away from things from the past that weren't serving you and almost walk into your dreams and your options and your opportunities here. Perhaps those are what are at the top of the staircase. How to move forward in a positive light is the 10 of Cups. That brings us back here, right? Like the advice is the 9 of Cups. This is the advice. And with that is sort of to drop the defenses, offer the cup or take the cup, whichever way that plays out for you. Because that's how you move forward. That's how you achieve the 10 of Cups. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Like if you want the 10 of Cups, if you want this happiness, this growth, and it's growth beyond yourself. Both of these 10s really represent doing it with someone else, being in an experience with someone else, because the 9 is a very independent energy. It's independent, like the 9 of Pentacles is, you know, independently stable, independently successful. And the 9 of Cups is independently happy, independently emotionally fulfilled. But you know, it's always interesting because you can learn, you know, human beings, we are a social animal. And part of that, I think, is because we learn through each other. So you can only learn so much through yourself. And, you know, if there's some sort of connection here with another cup, someone who's offering a cup. So if they're in the 9 of Cups, so your cup adds to their 10. And if you're in, their cup adds to your 10, which makes it an experience of learning new things that you wouldn't have thought of or perceived of on your own that can bring happiness. You know, maybe they're interested in something you've never experienced before, or maybe you're into something that they've never experienced before. So it's growth and expansion too. So the 10 of Cups, to circle that. Wow, 2 aces here for this 10 of Cups. So we have the 4 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. So that's going from, you know, kind of holding your cards tight to your chest, not moving, not doing anything, just trying to stay stable in yourself, grounded in yourself. And then dropping that pentacle so you can actually do something. So you can actually, you know, this is kind of like a miser, got their hand on all their pentacles. I'm not moving or doing anything here. I'm just protecting me and mine. Where, you know, dropping the pentacle to participate. That's kind of nice. That's a nice sequence of events. Dropping the pentacle, that fourth pentacle that's keeping you like held up or bound to participate with others, to play good with others. I mean, sometimes when I say these things, it reminds me of like, like when you're a kid and you get your report card. Yeah, they are playing well with others, or you're not playing well with others. So you're gonna, you're gonna start sharing. You're gonna learn to share. And with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles, this is a new beginning in understanding and truth and clarity. A new beginning that is very stable. It's a solid, stable foundation, because you're looking at getting to this 10, right? This 10 of Pentacles, and here's the Ace of Pentacles. So you're on your way. So happiness, so that's one way to look at it. Happiness, this 10 of Cups, leads to the foundation for the 10 of Pentacles, which is the three-dimensional happiness. Like, I know, I don't want to, I mean, because nice things are nice to have, right? Like if your dream is, I don't know, a house, like a house in the woods. I know, I'm like such a hermit. A house in the woods by a lake or with a pool or something. I don't, like, so that's what actually takes you there. I guess what they're saying, which makes sense. It would seem like the right order, wouldn't it? Because some people try to get the 10 of Pentacles and hope that they can develop the happiness. But no, so maybe, see, we're getting some lessons here. To actually get to the stability of a real 10 of Pentacles is a start with the 10 of Cups, and then from there you work on the foundation for the 10 of Pentacles. So possible result if you follow the advice, which is the Chariot card. This is the and the advice was the 9 of Cups. Remember, you're going to be try to be happy. The Chariot. Where does this take you? Kind of messy. I don't know. Some of the cards are being difficult. I'm going to shuffle it again. Something here sticking out that won't go in. Let's see. That's interesting. The King of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Oh, that's interesting. It's one of those, like, when I pull the cards and I'm like, I have no idea what it's really trying to tell us. And I kind of wait, hoping that there's something that's coming in intuitively, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm getting with this Chariot. See, the King is holding the one sword, and then the Two of Swords, she has two swords. So if you imagine what your truth is, and then someone comes forward to you with their truth, now you hold both of these truths, and from there you can make a choice. Because the Two of Swords is about indecision. So if you've been sitting in some sort of indecision, to move forward, it's having the truth. It's knowing the truth at your end and someone else's end, or another end that you don't have answers to yet. So you sit there in indecision, like I can't weigh the pros and the cons and the left or the right or the yes or no, the no, because I really only know my sword. And then that leads you into knowledge. That leads you into learning more, to exploring more, to having more questions about where you're going. Maybe even about how do you hold. That's kind of neat, right? Like, look at this. This hand is offering the pentacle and this one is holding it. Sort of the achievement of knowledge. Wow, I feel like we went really fast in that. 10 of Swords is at the bottom. That's a lot of 10. 10 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. Let me just clarify your spider and your Daughter of Cups. The spider, clarification for the spider. I could have sworn something else flipped, but one card came out and it sort of clarifies what we've been talking about. Clarification of the spider is the Star. So it is definitely something that you've been working towards. You're working towards inner balance, internal and external peace and harmony, Also, you know, the star is a bit of the center of attention. So something is, attention is centered around you. Again. But you've been working on stuff here. The Daughter of Cups. Oh, it's a lot. All of this came out, and then the Empress card came out. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, there's been some in the head stuff going on for sure. Okay, I'll show you. This one came out, and this is where you go. This is how you start. Oh, it's like a little story too. Like this was a little story. How do we get from the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups? And then how do we get to the 10 of Pentacles? And now we know, well, first you have to start with the 10 of Cups to get to the 10 of Pentacles. You can't go the other way. At least what they're telling us in this story reading today. So this Daughter of Cups, we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the Magician, and the 2 of Wands. And that, my friend, takes you into the Empress energy. I kind of feel like this is how you get from the 10 of Cups to the Empress. How do you go there? How do you get to that? Well, that's how. This is how. So you start, I want to say, with an intention of balance, looking at all the different things that you're responsible for life or in a connection, and moving towards that in a balanced way. But to figure that out, there's a time needed for healing, for resting. There may be points in time where you miss out or you bypass opportunities as well, like emotional opportunities, and it like in your head, like thinking and thinking and thinking. But then finally with the Magician and the 2 of Wands, you know, the Magician is number 1, 2 of Wands is 2, and the Magician holds a wand. These interesting, the Magician holds that wand, right? Number 1 to number 2. So manifesting, that's what I need to do. I need to stop overthinking. I need to manifest, and I need to, so manifestation, the Magician, we're reminded you have all the tools that you need to create whatever it is that you want in your world. With the Pentacle, the Cup, the Sword, the Wand, and the Magician is holding their magic wand in the air. So from above becomes here below. Like, I never say that right, but you know what I mean. And the 2 of Wands is now having the ability, you've brought it to the 3-dimensional, right? You're standing in the 3-dimensional and ready to go out to what you want, to find, to seek, to make choices. And then your Empress energy is here. It's kind of like a little graduation story. And you graduated into this Empress energy. It's very, you can't get really much higher than that. That's for, yeah. Well, at this point in the story, that's pretty good. Okay, now we'll stop. So the bottom is the Death. Death and rebirth with Scorpio energy. So it looks like you have a really nice rebirth here. And just focus on the happiness. Focus on the happiness here. Just ride. I want to say, I'm getting like ride the wave. Ride the wave of happiness if that's what's coming in here. And if there's any doubt that, oh, it's going to end up like something else did in the past or like other things have in the past, remember, you're sort of being guided here that you're taking the right steps because you've become independently happy and independently fulfilled and emotionally stable on your own. Like, you don't need someone to give you emotional stability, to give you happiness. They can add to it, right, with their cup. But most of it comes from you. Isn't that the interesting thing with the 10 of Cups? Most of the 10 of Cups is coming from you. So even if somehow that person is having a bad day, or they're not acting or reacting the way that you kind of thought they would, you know, even if it's like, oh, it's a little disappointing. Well, I'm still okay. I'm going to go for a walk. Like, you know, like it's not that, yeah, I think it's actually a pretty interesting reading. I would call almost anyone to this reading, any zodiac, to kind of get this. I wish we got stuff like this when I do collective readings. I don't know, it seems pretty informative, doesn't it? Yeah, so it's all good. Okay, that's it. Oh, my story. Okay, so my story, Leo. You want to hear my story? See, this is the point where you can just say, bye, Granny, and go. call her Granny. That's another story. I was taking Lily for a walk. I swear to God, teenagers to me is like, I think they think if you're like 30 plus that you must be old. I was taking Lily for a walk. I'm kind of dressed like I am today. I had my bright pink, I have these bright pink sandals. I'm walking down the sidewalk with Lily, and there's these two teenage girls. Sweetest as all can be, though. Like, I have to give them that. They're really sweet girls. And they were playing in their driveway, and one of them starts waving to me. And I'm like, I don't know who they are. Like, I don't think I have my glasses on, which really doesn't help my story either. But, so I waved back. I'm like, you know, you're going to wave back. And I'm thinking, too, because I spent so much time at the school, you just don't know sometimes. Like, they change their hair or whatever. Maybe they recognize me. But then I see them kind of, you know, when you're like, and the hand's like, oh. And they realize I'm not who they thought they were. So, okay, so I just keep walking Lily, my little dog. And then the one girl hollers over after a couple of minutes. She says, we're so sorry. She thought you were her grandma coming down the street. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? I said to them, are you kidding me? Do I really look like a grandma? And I said, oh, well, your hair looks... Okay. But then and then as I was going, they said, oh, you know what? You have the nicest sandal. We love your sandals. Your sandals are so cool. We would wear those sandals. It was like they were trying to recover. This isn't even the story I was going to tell you. I don't know how I got on this path. Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, because I'm like Granny at the door now, you know, so I have a story to tell you. So I found it really interesting. I've had like robins singing by my window in the morning, like at 4 a.m. just singing. And then I will find them. It almost seemed like they were sitting with me when I was walking, or it'd be totally silent, and I'd walk by a tree and it was just a robin singing. I was getting like all this robin stuff. So this morning, it's actually the weekend when I'm recording this. So this morning I was getting ready, and at one of the windows in my bedroom, I don't have the screen on it, and I open it, it's like a crank window, and it's just a tiny bit, and I don't have the screen on it because it's right where the moon sits. So if it's a full moon, I put on the ledge, I put all my little crystals and for the full moon. So instead of taking the screen in and out all the time, I've just taken it out. So a mourning dove came and landed on the ledge of the window, and then it walked right into the room. It was just standing on the windowsill, and like the dove and Lily were like just checking each other out. But then Lily decided she needed to really go check out the dove, and it kind of freaked out. But then it got out the window on its own. Okay, I thought, wasn't that neat? Like, it came right in. And then that same morning, well, this morning, when I was taking Lily for a walk, the mourning doves were constantly. And it was this interesting feeling of almost feeling like the birds were around me, protecting me. It was weird. And then all of a sudden, this robin came in. Everywhere I went, a bird hopped to the next tree and was singing, or it was watching or cooing, and it was really this interesting feeling. And I noticed, I put a comment in my community section about the mourning dove this morning, and already I'd noticed other people saying, I've noticed that about the birds. So I'm just putting that story out there that kind of feels like an interesting energy that might be going around, where the birds are feeling kind of protective or trying to communicate. And so I've been looking up their symbolisms and whatnot too, to kind of think, wow, well, it was robins and now it's the mourning dove. So there you go. Anyways, that's the end of my story. You can go home now. You got your doggy bag of treats, because Granny would always have food to send home with you, right? Because you're going to go hungry. Yeah, right? Anyway, so that's it. Yeah, until next time, Leo, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.